yoxdursa, o artıq Çağatay müəllim salmağından asılı. Yəni tutalım 30 dənə, 40 dənə deyibsə multiple question, 40 dənə verəcək ora. Hamısı da sizin qarşınızda appear olacaq. Final can be either take home or in campus, but Çağatay müəllim is currently at London, not in Baku, not in Istanbul. He is living in his home at London, in London. Therefore, I think he will not manage to come Baku in order to conduct an exam, on-campus exam. Bəli, qaç quiz üstdən bütün suallara baxacağıq. Əlavə bir sualınız yoxdursa, quiz 3-ə başlayaq. Okay, let me share the screen. I hope you see the screen. Quiz 3. Let's open also an Excel file because it is easy to explain on Excel. Okay. First question is quite straightforward. As Turk companies decided to issue one AZM par value bonds with an annual 12% coupon paid semi-annually with a 5-year maturity. What's that? Okay. At the market, same type of bonds with same maturity and same risk level is trading at 1,100 AZN. So how to calculate yield to maturity and current yield, and what is the difference between? Face value 100 AZN. Coupon rate, but annual coupon rate 12%. So it means coupon rate semi-annum is 12% divided by 2. Then what we have here, 5-year to maturity, years 5, periods 5 to the multiplied by 2, 10 periods because it is semi-annual, and price of the bond. $1,100. We are required to find yield to maturity and current yield. If our coupon rate, semi-annual coupon rate is 6%, then we have coupon payment in an amount of 1,000 multiplied by 6%. Okay. Question 1. So we can easily apply yield to maturity formula or rate formula as we did before in bond valuations part 1. We have number of periods 10. payment 60, present value is minus sign 1100, future value or face value is 1000. I'm sorry. So it is our yield to maturity. What was that? Years. But this yield to maturity is semi-annual, because we found with semi-annual coupon rate and semi-annual periods. Therefore, we need yield to maturity annual. Just multiply by 2. This is our yield to maturity. You cannot find, it is all more likely impossible to find manually calculate yield to maturity. You know, you can use either Excel or financial calculator. So it is our yield to maturity. Then current yield. Current yield is our coupon payment. I'm sorry. In order to find current yield, we need to find coupon payment annual, because regardless, doesn't matter if the frequency is annual, semi-annual, monthly, weekly, or quarterly, current yield should be expressed as in annual terms. Therefore, our coupon payment per annum is 128 cents. So current yield is this one divided by bunu düzeledik de. $10.91. And current yield and yield to maturity. And the difference between current yield and yield to maturity is that yield to maturity is the annual rate of return you are earning on bond if you held it until its maturity. But current yield is some kind of approximation to yield to maturity, and it is it shows you annual per year yield you are earning on bond. It can be changed every year because price can change. Is it clear? Monthly payment'e yes, Excel hesaplamır. Çünki ümumiyyətlə bondlar monthly ödəmirlər. Ən çox semi-annual ödəyirlər. Ara sıra annual, quarterly ödəyənlər də var. Amma monthly olanda da əslində monthly daha rahatdır. Çünki hər ayın ödənişi olur, hər ay ödənişi olur deyə. Bir də beynində hesablamırsan, hə mən 1 il dala gedim, semi-annual dala gedim ya quarter dala gedim, səhvlik eləyə bilərsən.
Camera.
Who is that?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I can't get access to chat. What can be the cause?
You can't get access to chat?
Yes.
Don't you have a button here, chat button here?
No, it tries that there is permission only for participants or something like that.
You joined as guest.
Fidan.
I don't know how to fix it, Fidan. If you have question, you can also ask with microphone.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you. That's why I wanted to get access to chat. I'm sorry, could you please show once again for current yield? What did you do?
In current yield, I divided coupon payment by price of the bond.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Kimsə əlini qaldırmışdı. Sual var idi. Anyways, if it's clear, you can continue with the second question. Second question says a financial analyst is Aztürk Limited Liability Company wants to compute the company's value using free cash flow method. The company's current free cash flow is 10 million Turkish lira with the following information. What is the value of the company? Let's write here what's given to us. Cost of debt. This is RD. Is 8%. Tax rate 40%. Target DA ratio, debt to equity ratio. That's it. Stock price. $30 TL. Let's take dollar sign. $30. Next year dividend 1 point. Oops, next year's dividend. Which is D1, not D0. D0 is current payment. 1.5 $. Estimated gross rate. It is G, 7%, if I'm not mistaken, yes. What's the value of the company? In order to value the company, we have to find firstly the weighted average cost of capital. Weighted average cost of capital comprised of 5 elements. Weight of equity, return on equity, or cost of equity, not return on equity, or required rate of return. Then cost of debt, weight of debt, then cost of debt, and tax rate. Among them, we don't have actually weights we will find with the debt to equity ratio. We have cost of debt, we have tax, we have to find RE. So our debt to equity ratio, debt and equity ratio is this one. It means debt is equal to, let me write it here, debt over equity is 0.8033. Debt is equal to 0.8033 E. I hope you see it. Then we know that debt plus equity, the sum of debt and equity, should be equal to 1. So we substitute D with equity 0.8033 equity plus equity is equal to 1. Equity is equal to, let me calculate here. Also, I can calculate here 1 over 1/8. This is equity weight. Weight of equity. And weight of debt is 1 minus this amount. 1 minus this amount. Dash. See, equity and debt. Sum of them is equal to 1. So we have weight of equity, we have weight of debt. Only we don't have only thing we don't have is required rate of return. We know that stock price P0 is equal to D1 over R minus G. You see this this formula, you know. So we have P0 stock price 30 is equal to D1. Our D1 is where is our next year dividend? 1.5. It is our next year dividend, so we don't need to multiply it by gross rate. 1.1 over R minus 0.07. Like that. And R is equal to 1.5 over 30 plus okay 0.12. We can also find like that 1.5 over 30 plus 0.07, 0.12. So it is our cost of equity, which is RE. So we have cost of equity, we have cost of debt, we have ratios, and we have tax rate. So we can easily find weighted average cost of capital. It is equal to weight of equity multiplied by weight of cost of equity plus weight of debt multiplied cost of debt let me actually it is good to write it as a per number terms. So weight of equity multiplied by cost of equity plus weight of debt multiplied by cost of debt and multiplied 1 minus tax rate. This is our VAC. So then we have free cash flow, current free cash flow, which is free cash flow 0, current, 10 million. Let's take as dollars, 10 million. So in order to find the value of the company, I mean P0, value of the company is equal to free cash flow 1 over VACC minus gross rate. Free cash flow 1. Free cash flow 1 is calculated by free cash flow 0 multiplied by 1 plus G. So we substitute free cash flow 0 plus multiplied by 1 plus G over VACC minus G. So in order to find value of the firm, free cash flow 0 multiplied by 1 plus gross rate divided by VACC minus gross rate 0.07. It is the value of the firm. Is it clear? Let me see the questions. RE means both required return and also cost. Yes, they are the same. Elçin. Junay says, Chamran, can you use my ID for third question? I can use. No problem. Gachay Pashaev, can you write down formula on the paper and show which formula, Gachay? Please, can you show cost of equity part? Can you show the formula? Can you show the value of the but it's close. Shuhaila, yes, regardless the frequency, you should take only annual coupon payment. Fatima, let me show it on the paper. Value of the firm. Free value firm is equal to 10 million over multiplied by 1 plus 0.07. This is the calculation of value of the firm. Maybe it is because of rounding errors, Fatima. Yes, they are required rate of returns. VACC formula, okay. Let me write it down. VACC formula is weight of equity multiplied by return cost of equity plus weight of debt multiplied by cost of debt multiplied 1 minus tax rate. This is a VACC formula. And in our case, VACC, we are multiplying 1.0555. This is the calculation. Is it clear? Nermin, what do you mean by E/V? Elçin, bizim tahtımız terminal value'di. No, it's not terminal value. It doesn't have anything to do with terminal value. Mohammed here has a question. Please, can you show the cost of equity part? In the cost of equity part, where is cost of equity? Okay. Let me show you again here. We know that, Muhammad, cost of equity is required rate of return. P0 is equal to D1 over R minus G. You know it, right? And from there, we can easily take R and solve the equation with respect to R. It means D1 over P0 plus G. You see that? So we have R is equal to D1 1.5, P0 $30 plus gross rate 0.07. Is it clear, Muhammad? Kamran, tapdığımız cevabı bir illik diskont etsə nəyə tapmış oluruq biz? Tapdığımız cavab value of firm bunu deyirsənsə, bu P0'dur. Yəni value 0, P0 deyək. Qısa başa düşülən olsun. P0'dur. Sən bir period diskont eləsən, value of firm'in keçən ilki dəyərini tapmış olasın. Is it clear, Elçin? Okay. Let me continue with third question. Question 3. Question 3 is calculated with your ID number. So ID number, I take Cüneyt's ID number as she requested. So we have 1.2 million common shares of stock. Number of shares. Shares. 1.2. Let's write it down here. Number of shares. We have also value of the share, price of the share, stock price or share price, $10. It is $10, right? Yes, $10. So it means value of the equity is number of shares multiplied by price per share. It is not, it is with dollar sign. Okay. It is value of the equity. Then we have beta 1.5. We have 10 million face value. Value 10 million. We have 7% coupon rate. 7%. So it means coupon payment is equal to the face value multiplied by coupon rate. Yield 40%. If Azertürk issues up to 2.5 million of new bonds, the bonds will be priced at par and have a yield of 14%. If it issues up beyond that, expected yield on the entire issuance will be 15%. So we have here threshold. $2.5 million. Okay, this is our threshold value for our bonds. Price, it is also the same price and face value because it will be traded at par, and you know that par bonds have the same price with face value. So if new issuance of bonds greater than 2.5 million, we will have 14% yield, new yield, 15%, I'm sorry. Or if bonds issues up to 2.5 million, then 14% yield. It's also new yield. We have a condition here. Then we have settlement date, current risk-free rate, 3%, market return 10%. Tax rate is 30%. What is the VAC if Azertürk raises 7.5 million new capital? New capital, this is equity and debt together, 7.5 million. Okay. We need to find VAC with the same debt to equity ratio. Let's start with our dates. We are given settlement date as 8 April 2021. ID number. Let's say number of days. It's the same as ID number. So our maturity based on the question, maturity date is 8 April plus that one. So 27 April 2042, our maturity date. So if settlement date is 8 April, maturity date is 27 April 2042. Our last coupon date, it is also frequency annual. Last coupon date is 27 April 2020. Niye göre? Because biz her ilin 27 April'ində 2042'ya qədər in each year on 27 April there will be coupon payments. So our settlement date is 8 April 2021. Therefore, we need to go back to 2020, 27 April to 2020, last coupon date. This is the very recent coupon date. Then number of periods. Last coupon date is 27 April to 2020, and maturity date is 27 April 2042. So it means number of periods is there are 22 years difference, or you can write like that: 2042 minus 2020 number of periods, but this is this year. Yes, we need also a year annual. Okay. We have periods, we have yield. We can find present value of the bond. PV. So rate, it is our yield. Number of periods, it is ordinary simple bond calculation. Coupon payments, future value, face value, and that's it. This is our present value of the bond. Let me take this minus sign. Okay. This is present value. We need to find, firstly, full price. Why full price? Because debt value of the company, value of the company is consisted of two parts: debt value and equity value. Equity value, we know that it is 12 million, but debt value should be full price, not clean price, because these 10 million face value bonds already issued and already sold to the investors. So investors, if they already sold, it means investors paid clean price plus accrued interest, which means in total full price. Therefore, firstly, we need to find number of days difference between last coupon date and settlement date, small t. Our small t is settlement date minus last coupon date, 346. Our big T, it is actual over actual, it is 365. 365. So PV full price is equal to present value of the bond multiplied by 1 plus yield to the power of small t over big T. 5,900,000 and something, etc. So it is debt value. We have also equity value, which is 12 million. So in total, market value of firm is equal to debt value plus equity value, 17 million. From here, we can easily subtract, we can easily obtain the ratios, weights, weight of debt and weight of equity. So weight of debt weight of equity and weight of debt. Weight of equity. Equity value divided by market value, total value. And it means 1 over weight of equity, it is weight of debt. Or you can also find like that, debt value divided by market value, the same. We found the debt value and equity value. So what we need to do further to find VACC. Okay, we found the weights, and with the same, while maintaining the same debt to equity ratio, we can allocate new capital, 7.5 million of the new capital into both equity and debt parts. İmtahan vaxtı bəzilərinə sual verirdi ki, 7.5 12 milyon 7.5 milyondan çoxdur. Bu nətər equity-nin birisi, total value-nun bir hissəsi ola bilər? Guys, this is additional raised capital. But what we found here, market value, equity value, they are already issued, already included in market value. But 7.5 million is additional capital, raised additional capital with both equity and debt. So therefore, new capital, raised capital is that amount of money. We can easily allocate into raised equity and raised debt. Raised capital multiplied by weight of equity and raised capital multiplied by weight of debt. So this is raised equity and this is raised debt. We see that raised debt 2,004,000 is less than 2.5 million. Our threshold value, less than our threshold value. So we have to go further with new yield. It is also RD, cost of debt, 14%. Okay, because it is less than 2.5 million, our threshold value. We have cost of debt, we have weight of debt, weight of equity, we have tax rate. Only we don't have is cost of equity. So cost of equity can easily be found this KPM formula. KPM formula suggests that, KPM says that RE or RE is equal to RF, let's take risk-free rate, plus RM, risk market rate, minus risk-free rate. This is also our premium, risk premium, multiplied by beta. So based on that, we can find our RF. RF is, where is our RF? Risk rate here. RF, RM, 10%, beta is this amount of money, this amount. So RE is risk-free rate plus market rate minus risk-free rate multiplied by beta. 13.5%. So our cost of equity or R is this amount. So we have cost of equity, we have cost of debt, we have weight of equity, we have weight of debt, we have tax rate. We can easily find VACC. VACC, we know that is equal to weight of equity multiplied by this cost of equity plus weight of debt multiplied by cost of debt multiplied by 1 minus tax rate. So VACC is equal to weight of equity multiplied by return cost of equity plus weight of debt multiplied by cost of debt and multiplied by 1 minus tax rate. This is VACC, weighted average cost of capital. Is it clear? Let me show the Nermin Y23 27 aprel 2020'də last kupondur. Maturity 27 aprel 2042'dir. 22 il fərq var. 22 frequency də ən yıldır. Ona görə period saydı 22'dir. Can we find accrued interest and add to PV of bond to get full price? Yes. For example, let's find clean price. So clean price settlement is 8 April, maturity this one. Rate, it is coupon rate. Yield is 14%. Redemption, let's take 100 because Excel recognizes 100 face value. Frequency, one number of coupon payments, 1, and basis, let's take, the clean price.
I'm sorry, Kamran.
Allah sorry.
Kamran, will you save this and send it today? I mean, Excel
Yes,
and session.
I will send you.
Okay, thank you. My internet connection is poor. I can't understand anything. That's why I was asking. Thank you very much, Kamran.
You are welcome.
Allah bless you.
Okay. Let me show you basis part here. We have actual over actual convention method, but we use big T as 365. Excess actual period takes between 365 and 66, something like that. Answer is difficult. I'm sorry, answer is different. So take as that 3, basis 3, actual over 365. And we know also multiplied by over 100. Çünki 100 götürmüşdük deyə clean price-ı. Ona görə artırmalıyıq 10 milyona bərabər olsun deyə. Clean price. clean price, we have accrued interest, we have accrued function, issue date. I said to you, take last coupon date and first interest date as issue, settlement 8 April, rate par. Par in accrued function you can take immediately face value because accrued function recognize all the face values. Frequency 1 basis 3. So dirty price is equal to 1 plus this amount of money. It is as the same we get full price. Is it clear, Ilgar? Nuray says, could you please explain one more time why we took full price instead of clean price? Nuray, clean price, quoted price'larda. Məsələn, bond issue olunub, bazara buraxılıb, tutalım deyə $50. Onun quoted price'dır, clean price'dır. Sən amma həmin bondu alanda, həmin o clean price plus accrued interest ödəyirsən. Accrued interest'ı niyə ödəyirsən? Çünki sən settlement'da alırsan bondu. Düz deyil. Settlement'ə qədər də bu last coupon date'dən ödənişin bir hissəsi artıq itmiş hesab olunur axı deyə. Sən investora həmin o pulu da ödəməlisən. Çünki investor o pulu satmaz, o bondu satmasaydı, next coupon date'də kuponunu əldə edəcəkdi. O sənə satır, ona görə kupon payment'ı sən əldə edəcəksən, o əldə eləməyəcək. Ona görə o accrued interestini də səndən istəyir ki, heç olmasa nə qədər günüm keçibsə, o gün uyğun mənim hissəmi ver. Accrued interest budur. Üstünə də accrued interest yəni full price ödəyir. Eyni ilə kompanidə issue edir bondları, satır, clean price plus accrued interest götürür. Investorlar ona həm clean price, həm accrued interest götürür və ödəyir. O pulu alır, bu olur dirty price or full price. Və şirkətin debt value'su, çünki o artıq debt instrumentidir bond. Debt value'su artıq olur full price'dan ibarət. I hope it's clear. Fatima says, could you please show how you allocated raised capital again? Fatima, look, we have raised capital amount $7.5 million. We have weights here. We found the weights, calculated the weights, weight of equity 0.66 and weight of debt 0.33. We are given that what is the base of if other ways while maintaining the same debt to equity ratios. Means debt to equity ratio will not be changed and will be applied to also raised capital. So raised capital, we know that is consists of both equity and debt. It has an equity part and debt part. So therefore, we need to find raised equity and raised debt. We allocate them, capital, raised equity and debt. Therefore, we multiply their corresponding, respectively, with their weights in order to find raised equity and raised debt amounts. For example, raised equity is raised capital multiplied by its weight. Raised debt is equal to raised capital multiplied by its debt. Bunların cəmi raised equity plus raised debt 7.5 milyonu verəcək təzədən. Və yaxud da raised equity-ni tapdın, raised capitaldan çıx raised equity-ni, debt-i tapasın. Fatima, is it clear, Farruh? But we are said to maintain the debt to equity ratio. Doesn't it mean to keep the total ratio the same after? Farruh, your question is not clear to me. We didn't change any ratio. It is the same. Where is our debt to equity ratio? We find here equity weight and debt weight. It is based on market value of equity and debt value of the company. We calculated them and we also applied them to raised capital amount. We didn't change anything. I did like that Excel shows different answer because 100 it shows 100 it shows different answer. Cunay, 100 ilə hesaplayandan sonra sən təzdən vurmalısan. Məsələn, 10 milyon 100-dən neçə dəfə çoxdur? Böl 100-ə 100.000 dəfə çoxdur. Ona görə sən həmin price-ı da 100 üçün hesabladığın clean price-ı vurmalısan 100.000-ə. Yəni 10 milyon bölünsün 100-ə. Başqa different answer almışsan, bəlkə ona görə burada actual over actual götürmüsən. Actual over actual götürəndə məsələn burada deyilən kimi Excel 365-366 day arası bir şey götürür. Cavab similar, eyni alınır əslində. 976 budur, 978 budur. But actual big T is in our case is 365. Ilgar, thank you. Nuray, thank you. Okay, got it. Arjun Rahim, this type of questions take time to understand, and we should be really careful to show it step by step as it's demanded in the task. And we will have only 10 minutes for it. The time is really limited for the exam. If the tasks would be like this one, plus we will have bonus question, which is going to be an essay. Because in guest speaker session, there are no calculation as far as I remember. Can we increase time if no, actually, Çağatay müəllimlə də mən danışmışdım. Time increase mümkün deyil. İkincisi də hansı müəllim bonus question'a görə time verib. Yəni bonus question eləməsən də olar. Eləsən də olar, eləməsən də olar. Bonusa görə vaxt ayrıca vermirlər. Bir də 15 dəqiqə, səhv eləmirəmsə 2 dənə bonus question'a yarım saat verilib. Hərəsində 15 dəqiqə, 15 dəqiqə. Yəni, sualları mən hazırlamıram, yəni mən cavabdeh deyiləm. Düzdür, bu suallar, quiz suallarını Çağatay müəllimlə bir yerdə seçmişdik. They have been used before in some of one of assessments. Üçüncü sualı ona görə vermişdi ki, bir gün vaxtınız var idi. Amma yəni 15 dəqiqəyə Çağatay müəllim inanmıram bu belə bir sual verə. There probably won't be such question if you allocated only 30 minutes. Yes, I hope that. 3 sual, Aycun yenə deyirəm, 2 suala verilib bu 30 dəqiqə. Bonus question'a artıq vaxt heç kəs vermir. We do not use the amount of previous equity and debt in VSC formula, right? Amount of previous equity and debt. In VSC formula, you don't use any amount, Farruh. In VSC formula, you use weight of equity, weight of debt, cost of equity, cost of debt, and tax rate. And all of them are expressed as percentage, not in amounts. What do you mean by amount? Aliya, bonus indi ola bilər biriniz tez işlədi tutardınız, biriniz gec işlədi tutardınız. Tez işləsəz, yəni vaxt qalsa bonusu da eləyin, 100-dən 100 üstündən grade götürəsiniz, yəni. Yes, kim çatdırsa ona. Bəlkə də bonusda məsələ oldu. Yəni, yenə deyirəm, suallardan xəbərim yoxdur, amma Mənim fikrimcə bonus question Baku Stock Exchange-dən olacaq. Okay. Any questions in question 3? I mean, you only use the amount of newly issued capital, but I have to find the amount of new. Faruk, look. I first calculated present value, full price of debt and equity value, then calculated market value. From there, I obtained weight of equity and weight of debt. Then I applied these weights to raise capital, new raise capital, because the question is saying while maintaining the same debt to equity ratio. I don't change any debt to equity ratios here. So I've calculated raised equity and raised debt. Here I see that it is less than our threshold. So our we will go further with new yield 14%, cost of equity, and that's VAC. They are all percentage. Also weights. We have only one weight. Bonus question stock exchange lecture'dan verəcək. Orada ancaq theoretical sual ola bilər. Yes, Fatima, most likely. Most likely, unlikely. Gotcha, yes. Bonds, debentures, loans və yaxud da başqa internal loans hamısı debit sayılır. Faruk, VACC is used for, how can I say, to value the company with free cash flows. That's how VACC is used. But we are here, we don't use any VACC here. We are finding VACC here. This is the VACC inputs. We calculated them firstly and then calculated VACC. Okay, great then. So we have last question, question 4. A bond described in the exhibit below is sold for a settlement on 8 April. Let's write here, settlement date 8 April 2021, annual coupon rate. Annual coupon rate. We have ID number. The previous ID number, what was that? So maturity date. Annual coupon rate. Coupon payment frequency monthly. Maturity, we calculated maturity. Day count convention, 30 over 360, annual yield to maturity. Annual 8%, 9%, and face value face value 100,000. Dirty price, clean price, and accurate interest. So if settlement date is 8 April 2021, maturity date is 27 April 2042, last coupon date, and considering that frequency is monthly, last coupon date will be 27 March 2021, because it is the recent latest coupon payment date till the settlement. So maturity date, last coupon date, number of periods. Maturity date minus last coupon date over 12. Let's don't do like that. Let's calculate manually. So last coupon date is 27 March. So next coupon date is 27 April 2021. Last coupon date. Daha doğrusu bunu buradan elesem daha yaxşı olar. Next coupon date. Okay, last coupon date 27 March 2021. Settlement date 8 April 2021. And next coupon date is 27 April 2021. Days are the same. Months are the same. So they have number of periods 2042 minus 2041, 21 over multiplied by 12, because we have 12 months in a year, plus 1. Niye göre plus 1? Because we are finding period difference between next coupon date at maturity date. But besides that, we have also last coupon date, the difference from last coupon date and next coupon date. Therefore, after multiplying 12, we are adding 1 period, 1 month, because there is 1 month difference between last coupon date and next coupon date. 253. So we can find present value of the bond using PV formula. Rate is also bunlar da çevirək annual coupon date, monthly coupon payment rate. Bunu çaşıb date yazmışam, rate
Kamran, bir sual verə bilərəm üstündən keçməmiş.
Buyur.
Bundan əvvəlki məsələdə üstünə 1 gəlmədik ki, çünki eyni ayın üstündə, eyni aya düşmüşdülər, last coupon rate, date.
Necə?
Mən soruşdum, number of periods nəyə görə 23 olmadı, 22 oldu.
Aha.
Onda 1 il gəlmirdi, amma burada üstünə 1 period əlavə gəldi.
Bax. Nərmin deyəsən. Bəs
Bəli,
sualı
bəli.
sən soruşmuşdun. Aha. Nərmin, bizdə last coupon date ilə maturity date burada eyni alınmışdı. Annual idi frequency'miz. 27 aprel 2020'di, maturity date'də 27 apreldir. Ona görə aylar və günlər eyni olduğuna görə biz sadəcə 2042-dən 2020-nə çıxdıq. Vəssalam. Frequency də annualdır, ona görə 22 period fərq elədi. 22 il yəni. Heç nə əlavə eləmirik.
Okey, çox sağ ol.
Buyur. Monthly coupon payment 1000 multiplied by this one. Also, monthly yield to maturity 0.75%. So we can find PV of bond by present value formula. Rate. It is monthly yield to maturity, number of periods 253, payment 10, future value min. Let me convert it to dollar and with minus sign. So this is price of the PV of the bond. In order to find full price, we need to know small t and big T. Small t let's say small t, settlement date minus last coupon date. This is our small t. Settlement and March. Əslində bu 12 götürdü, 11 olmalıdır. Niyə görə? Çünki Excel əslində actual ilə hesapladı. 31 martla götürdü. Martın actual number ilə bax, amma bizdə 30 360-dır. Ona görə bizdə 11 olur. Niyə görə 11? Date-to-date convention-dan baxın. Settlement date. Bu da 8 April. So April'in sonuna, end of April, we have, if April is consist of 30 days, I'm sorry. This is settlement date. This is last coupon date. Last. Okay. End of March. We have 3 days. With day count convention method of 30 over 360. We have 3 days to end of March, till end of March. And we have from April 8 days, because settlement date is on 8 April. Therefore, number of periods, I mean small t, should be this one and this one. Big T is 30, because it is monthly coupon payment. So, full price of bond is equal to present value of the bond multiplied by 1 plus monthly yield to the power of 11 over 30. Görüm düz elədim. Price of the bond 1 plus monthly yield T over big T. Accrued interest. Accrued interest is monthly coupon payment multiplied by small t divided by big T. 67 and clean price of bond is subtracting accrued interest from full price. Asadullah, which part I need to translate? İlqar, Kamran, mən keçən TE session iştirak etməmişdim. Və bilmək istəyir, Excel-də stock value aid formula varmı? Excel-də stock value aid formula yoxdur. Manual hesablayırsan. Shuhaila says number of periods should be 2, I think, because... Okay. Shuhaila, look at here. We need to find number of period or number of months difference between last coupon date and maturity date. But their months are different. So it is difficult for us to calculate immediately. Therefore, first to calculate months difference, number of months difference between next coupon date and maturity date, and add the rest period. So the days are the same, months are the same. We can easily find easily subtract 2021 from 2042 divided by 12 because we have 12 months in a year, and plus 1 because there is 1 month different last coupon date and next coupon date. Therefore, it should be 253. If settlement date is on 8th March of April, Shuhaila, for example, look at here. We subtracted last coupon date from first maturity date because they are the same. They have the same days. They have the same months. It is just sake of simplicity. Look, it is just of sake of simplicity. You can also find number of months difference with different methods, as your instructor said, but it is my traditional method. And also, I told you this method for most of you. First, find next coupon date for easy calculation. Next coupon date and maturity date because they have the same days and months. Find the difference between them and plus 1, add 1. Great, Asadullah. Any questions up to now? Shuhaila, if it is not clear, you can message me separately or email me. I can explain you in a detailed way. Yes, Manzar, you can.
Kəmran, mən soruşmaq istəyirdim ki, düzdür, biraz detailed questiondur. Bizdə quiz zamanı orada biz çini hesablayırıq, balaca çi olan günləri. Mən onları hesablayan vaxt ilk öncə özüm manual hesablayıram, sonra da Excel ilə bir daha yoxlayıram da ki, görüm coincide olur ya yox. Bəzi hallarda olur ki, o üst-üstə düşmür, amma bilmirəm niyə.
Niyə görə? Çünki Buyur.
Sadəcə mən demək istirdim ki, mən ona görə quizdə götürdüm, Excel-də olan cavabı yazdım ki, birdən bəlkə mən nəyisə səhv etmişəm ki, check eləyən zaman üst-üstə düşdün, amma bilmirəm niyə elə oldu.
Mənzər, sən Excel-lə yoxlayanda, subtract eləyəndə last coupon date maturity-dən, daha doğrusu small t-ni tapanda, o actual date-ləri götürür. Məsələn, mart 31-dənsə 31 martdan götürəcək. Bax, məsələn, belə deyək, small t-ni bayaq hesabladım Excel-lə settlement date minus last coupon date 12 verdi. Sonra yadıma düşdü ki, burada bizdə day count convention 30-360-dır və Excel-də çıxanda avtomatik bunu actual-la götürür, actual number of days-lə götürür, martı 31-dən götürür. 31 mart day gün var martda, ona görə. Amma bizdə day count convention 30-360-dır deyə, ona görə Excel-lə bu case-də üst-üstə düşmür. Belə hesablayanda. Ona görə 3 gün martdan, 8 gün apreldən cəmi 11 günə gəlir. Is it clear?
Yes, it is, but biz əgər məsələn indi 15 gün azdır da, məsələn biraz olanda ki, orada cavab çıxır, məsələn 270 gün, ona Excel səhv verirsə, biz onu manually necə hesablamalıyıq ki düz olsun
270 gün nə? 270 gün?
Məsələn, mən keçən dəfə böyük T-ni hesablayanda, orada məsələn cavab yenə coincide eləmədi Excel-lə.
Sən small t-ni yoxsa böyük t-ni?
Yox, small t-də heç üst-üstə düşmədi. Böyük t-də bir gün vaxt var idi deyənə. Götürdüm, özüm də əllə hesabladım ki, yəni prosto to be sure da, amma o da üst-üstə düşmür.
Excel-in actual over actual formulasından basisindən istifadə eləmişdin?
Onu ucu yalan deyərəm, heç dəyişməmişdim. Sadəcə götürdüm, 2 datanı yazdım, tipa çıxmaq funksiyası ilə elədim, ifşo.
Yəni tam dəqiq case-i bilmirəm deyə, dəqiq answer deyəmərəm, amma yəni Excel belə deyə birbaşa çıxanda actual-ları verir, actual date-ləri verir.
Əgər mən Excel-dəki answerdəki kimi günləri yazmışamsa, Çağatay müəllim ona görə point kəsməz?
Xeyr, narahat olma. Çağatay müəllim oturub bir hesaplamış görür.
Okey, çox sağ ol bir də.
Ona görə əsas həll yolunu yazmısan, vəssalam. So Kamran, if it was start 17 March 2021, settlement 8 April 20 and maturity, it would be, let me see that, settlement 8 April, November 2000 March. Yes, right. Because you are taking difference between November and November. November in 2021 and November in 2051. There is 30-year difference. You multiply by 12 and plus 8 periods, 8 months, because there is 8 months difference between March and November. Right, Laura. I do it like that. How many days left to the end of month plus how many days of month? Yes. That's how I did like here. Till end of March, 3 days in day count convention with 30 over 360, and settlement date from April we have 8 days. Asadullah, to what you are saying why?
I mean, in terms of the settlement date that Laura asked, like it's from 17 March till 8 April. That's why I thought like there is 1 month difference between April and March. That's why we need to add like 30 multiplied by 12 plus 1, not 8.
Asadullah, it is different question. Laura asked different thing.
Okay. I got it.
So guys, if you don't have any question, I want to stop here because I am not feeling myself very well. As I said in the beginning of the class, I was planning to discuss also study questions here and your questions from stock valuation test bank that I sent to you, but it is live. They cannot expect what will happen to us tomorrow. So if you have any answer from those questions, you can email me or message me. We can discuss them. I will send you the recording link in YouTube and these answers. Good luck on your midterm. Wish you best of luck. Don't worry about that. Əsas great deyil, can sağlığı əsas. See you.